you require the aid of a wizard?
Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk. Today we will be taking a look at Li-Ming, the rebellious wizard from Diablo 3. Yeah, 3. So we can take a moment. You can take a moment to read her little blurb, and we'll take a moment to look at her character design. Comparing her to some of the other wizards in this game, she does kind of have a little bit more of a
only say the word.
soldier look to her than, say, Jaina or Kel'Thas. Mostly in her greaves and her gauntlet being, well, very armored and very, like, MMO PvP style looking.
I don't just cause problems, I can also solve them.
It is kind of interesting when you look at it that her orb and the orb in her staff are actually the exact same thing. And I believe they're actually synced up, so that although like the orb has more of a cloud in the center and the sphere has the cloud closer to the edges, the rotation is basically the same. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and look at her abilities.
You need only say the word.
Her trait is Critical Mass. When she gets a takedown, it will refresh the cooldown on all of her abilities. Her normal abilities are Magic Missile. 20 mana with a 3-second cooldown. It deals 147 damage and fires 3 bolts.
I don't just cause problems, I can also solve them.
This one each bolt is aimed independently together. They work on 3 separate trails that will go towards your mouse. Similar to Heimerdinger from League of Legends, if you're familiar with that. Arcane Orb, 50 mana with a 10-second cooldown. Fire an orb that powers up as it travels. It deals 150 damage to the first enemy hit. The amount of damage
only say the word.
dealt is increased increases the further it travels, up to 450 damage. Not true. It actually will go past the up to. I will demonstrate this in game. Next is Teleport. A simple blink ability, 30 mana, 5-second cooldown, a short jumping teleport. You can get over some
I don't
walls
just cause problems, I can also solve them.
with this, but as you will see in game, most walls are actually too thick to get over. Her heroic abilities. Her first is Disintegrate. 80 mana with a 20-second cooldown. Channel a powerful beam dealing 440 damage over the course of 2.5 seconds to enemies while they are in it. The direction of the beam follows your mouse, and it can hit multiple enemies. If you
need only say the word.
If you ever played Diablo 3, you know this ability. And it's pretty nice. As you can see, she has a 20-second cooldown on it, and if she kills somebody, it instantly refreshes that cooldown. As you can see, like, she does have a couple of big cooldowns, but both of her heroics are 20. Her arcane orb is 10. Like, she's really set up for
I don't just cause problems, I can also solve them.
Hit someone hard and fast, take a couple steps back, hit them again. So she's really more of a poker than she is a sustained fighter. But yeah. Next we have Wave of Force. Knock away all enemies in the area and deal 160 damage. Again, 80 mana with a 20-second cooldown. We'll take a look at her skins. So you can see here her normal skin.
You need only say the word.
A red variant and the gold variant. Her master skin. The pink variant and the purple variant. And her Star Princess skin. With the green variant.
I don't just cause problems, I can also
and the yellow
solve
variant.
them.
I'm going to use the yellow variant because this one has themed abilities. So, slightly different looks. When I was practicing her, I didn't see anything too major though, so. I didn't go all the way, like, up the trail with her, but...
You want me to show off?
Go ahead and turn all those off.
Fine.
As I was saying, I didn't go all the way up the trail with her, so I don't know if she has anything as drastic as, say, Jaina, with her water elemental turning into a snowman. But, anyway, so her abilities. As you can see, Magic Missile, I'm going to turn on fast cooldowns. With this one, they come out as stars. Normally, they just kind of come out as needles. And they go pretty much wherever you want them. Next, we have Arcane Orb. She throws it out, and it will finally pop. This is level 30. It says Arcane Orb does almost 1100 damage. However, we hit at the tip. Well, I guess it isn't. I must have been running into a bug then. Yesterday when I was trying, or not yesterday, but like in PvE when I was trying this out, it would actually surpass the written number. I think it did like 15. However, that could have been a bug that got filled out, so if so, that's pretty good. And then next we have Teleport. So Teleport's just a pretty short blink.
Here we go.
One of the benefits of Teleport is when used properly, you can negate damage. However, since it does have a 5-second cooldown by default,
should I even be here?
You aren't really going to be using it in any manner like this. You'd be better off trying to dodge an attack, so you wait for them to throw their rocks, and you jump out of the way.
My spells are ready.
But, as I was saying, it actually doesn't reach, so while you can see that you can jump over walls,
Fine.
you can't really jump over the thick walls, and even the ones that aren't that thick. So, like, these walls, no problem. However, when you get even just this one, other side is the camp, you can't make it. So, in games, there will be plenty of them that you will be able to jump over.
Where to?
For example, let's go ahead and get back. The hedges. These little hedge things. Those little crevices where you get, like, abathurs and murkies hiding themselves or their eggs. She'll be able to jump over those, but like big walls. No go. So, let's go ahead and drop back down to 1 so we can take a look at the stats.
Choose a talent.
So, at level 1, we start with 1,281 health with a 2.66 regeneration. She has 500 mana with a 3-point regeneration. She has a 5.5 range, deals 66 damage, and, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. As we go up to 10.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
1,824 health with a 3.78 regeneration. 590 mana with a 3.88 regeneration. And her damage is now 93.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
At level 20, we have 2,702 health with a 5.57 regeneration, 690 mana with a 4.86 regeneration, and 138 damage. And finally, at level 30,
choose a talent.
We have
choose a talent.
4,000 health even with an 8.21 regeneration. She also has 790 mana with a 5.83 regeneration and 205 damage. Now,
should I
let's
even
go ahead
be
and
here?
build her. I'll be sticking to the first two, the normal setup I do. So, at level 1, she has Astral Presence. Your mana regeneration is increased by 100% when you're below half mana. This is kind of nice. Yes, I have cooldowns turned off. As you're spending mana constantly. However, as you can see, Even just kind of using them all up. Her mana's not exactly limited in any major capacity.
Really miss Caldeum.
So, while this will come through in a pinch, you are rather unlikely to actually end up in a situation where you are needing 50% mana regeneration, but only when below half mana. Next, we have Power Hungry. Regeneration globes will restore 100% more mana. So every time you clear a minion wave, you'll get double the mana regeneration from it. And grant you 10 additional ability power for 10 seconds. Or, sorry, 20 seconds. This is the one I would say to go with. Astral Presence only kicks in when you're at low mana. The moment you get past halfway, it drops. Power Hungry, every wave, every minion clear, some in-game events, anything that just drops one of those
If this were easy,
nifty little
everyone
green
would do it.
orbs. So, minion camps, or mercenary camps, minion waves, just gotta wait out for the... Really, I missed? Just sit out here and wait for that wizard. Boom, one shot, he's dead. You pick that up, recover. Next, we have Force Armor. Your magic missile damages an enemy hero, when your magic missile damages an enemy hero, you gain a charge of spell block. This will reduce the damage from the next enemy ability by 50%. You can hold 4 charges, but you can only gain 1 charge per cast. This is a general armor spell, so I'm not really going to go into it. And next you have Ether Walk. If you do not take damage for 5 seconds, your teleport will no longer cost mana, and its cooldown is decreased by 2 seconds. While this seems great, you're still setting yourself up for a 3-second cooldown. If it would be, say, like, reduced by 4 seconds, so it's a 1-second cooldown, you could use it to get into lane faster. But because of the way the teleport works, it cancels. I'm just going to toggle cooldowns to show you this. It cancels movement. And while, yeah, you can instantly redirect movement,
My spells are ready.
like, we'll take a look here. So from this gate to this bush. Takes a couple of seconds running. If you mount it up, much faster. However, if you were to say teleport, 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 and remember that I was able to teleport a third more often. So if we counted that,
Fine.
1, 2, 3, versus just mounting up and running, you gotta see what I'm saying. Long-term movement, the mount is so much better. Ether Walk's basically worthless. So, as I was saying, Astral Presence or Power Hungry is always where you should go. We're going to go with Power Hungry because it's better. At level 4, Charged Blast. Your basic attacks, against target recently hit by Magic Missile does additional damage. S of Johann. When the Arcane Orb damages an enemy, they are pulled together at its center. So, when that hits somebody, they're pulled to that black hole. Tremor Vitra, or Virate. If Arcane Orb hits an enemy hero after traveling at least 80% of its base range, the cooldown is reduced by 7 seconds. Now, this isn't going to really help you much when clearing waves of minions. However, if there's an enemy in there... So...
Here we go.
1, minion waves don't come that often, so 10 seconds is a pretty good cooldown for something that's capable of clearing an entire wave. But... if you're able to farm this on...
My spells are ready.
hitting a hero, which isn't exactly hard to do for some heroes. And remember, it does have an explosion. Let's turn both of those off now. However, we are going to these top two, so that's not even a question at the moment. But next we have Dominance. Takedowns restore 25% of your maximum health, as well as all of your cooldowns. Honestly, Trimutive is nice. It allows you to basically throw your most powerful attack over and over and over again. The S of Johann. You can literally like set up ganks, and you drop that nice little black hole, and you set somebody up so they can get smashed by the barbarian. Especially when Soya has that wall upgrade, so she traps everybody in, and you just start blowing everybody up. But Dominance, I mean, kill somebody, get health. Also refreshes all your cooldowns, so you can kill more people, get more health, continue. Now, since we are up here, we are going to go with the S of Yon. That way I can also stop saying that, because I think I'm screwing it up completely. So as I was saying,
Why not?
the Arcane Orb, anybody damaged by it, so throw that out there, they get Black Hole. Sadly, it still has its 10-second cooldown. But as you can see, it can be a bit of a disruption.
Everyone would do it.
Did not expect to miss that bad. Anyway.
Fine.
At level 7, we have Seeker. If 3 magic missiles hit the same target, the third one deals an additional damage. 400 additional damage. At level 30, it does 400 damage. So this third one will basically double tap. Zai's Vengeance. Arcane Orb does an additional 25% more damage to enemies that are far away, but deals less damage when they're close. Or Calamity. Teleport does damage when you teleport near enemies. Teleport is short, but for the most part, you're going to want to use it to dodge damage. Using it as an attack kind of removes the ability to dodge damage with it, so not that good of an ability. Or a great ability, but not that useful if you're using it defensively. If you're able to just jump on somebody with the cooldown teleport has, you might as well just hit them with another magic missile. Seeker, hey, another magic missile. That adds extra damage. That's pretty good in this situation. And the orb, 25% more damage, but also 25% less damage. Kind of give or take there. So if we go Seeker,
Where to?
as you can see. Now, of course, level 30, so some pretty big. But we're able to just kind of walk through a wall. At the same time, with that 25% more damage, could actually just two-shot the wall, but that's 10-second cooldown. At level 10, we have Disintegrate and Wave Force. We're going with Disintegrate. Channel a powerful beam, deals 2,000 damage over 2 seconds.
If my old
to
masters
demonstrate
could
this,
see me now.
really short, does a ton of damage.
All right then.
Really? I need to get better at aiming that. At level 13, Cannoneer. When you use basic abilities, increase your next basic attack by 75%. Cause it to deal ability damage. This, if mixed with Charged Blast. You hit with Magic Missile. Magic Missile is your spam ability. You're doing additional damage. You're doing additional damage because they were hit by Magic Missile. Pretty nice combo there. Glass Cannon. Increase your ability power by 15%, but decrease your health by 15%. I'm mixed on this one, but I'll go more into that on the next build through. At 13, Illusionist, increase teleport range, and damage will refresh the cooldown. Increase the teleport range by 50%, and if you lose more than 15% health in one shot, its cooldown is instantly refreshed. This can't happen more than 4 seconds. Basically, allows you to jump over bigger things. You really don't want the 15% of your health going away in one shot. Really hurts. So we're going to go with the Cannoneer. So, as you can see...
If this were easy, everyone would do it.
When you're using an ability, increase your next basic attack. Stack up 3 times. 600 damage from a single attack.
Here we go.
I didn't even see the damage on that one.
Why not?
So 600 damage seems to be about the top. So an additional 75% 3 times. Yeah, you can do the math on that. And it stacks, so that's pretty good.
Should I even be here?
Especially when you're, like I said, you're comboing it with Magic Missile plus Magic Missile. Moving on, at level 16, we have Fireflies. Drastically increases Magic Missile's speed and lowers its cooldown by 1 second. Mirror Ball. Magic Missile fires an additional 2 missiles. Arcane Orbit. Your Arcane Orb travels 25% further, doing 25% more damage. And Diamond Skin. Teleport grants you 25% of your maximum health as a shield. So, we're going to go with the first 2. We're going to go with Fireflies, since we're going to be spamming for Cannoneer a little bit. At level 20, we have Temporal Flux. Disintegrate slows enemies by 60%. And we're actually going to take Tal Raja's Elements. Your abilities benefit from 20% additional damage as long as they aren't used twice in a row.
If my old masters could see
So,
me now.
As you can see, Magic Missile is no longer benefiting. Teleport, now Magic Missile.
Where to?
Now, with this build, this is a little bit suboptimal, mostly due to the fact that just straight up, Magic Missiles are only real spammable ability. And Teleport is 5 seconds, Orbs 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Not really much we can do spamming Orbs. However, let's go ahead and bring this into a fight so I can
really
demonstrate.
miss Chaldea.
So we pick up our orb, get our 10%. Now, remember, for the most part...
Why not?
Sorry. Remember that for the most part, what we're wanting to do with this character is poke, not really get into any sustained combat. So you kind of get in a little bit, tempt them in, hit them with something big, jump out, hit them with your orb, and then smash them until they're dead. Once you kill them, everything goes on reset, and you can basically do the whole schmez again. Now, you'll notice that for the level 20 heroic abilities, I didn't actually talk about or even scroll over the third or the fourth option. Or I guess technically the third option, since you can't double up on, or you can't take another
Spells are ready.
alt. Except that's not completely true for this character. And I will demonstrate that now.
Choose a talent.
Go ahead and reset everything. Should probably get out of here.
Everyone would do it.
That was kind of dumb of me. Okay, now for this build, I'm going to be a little less formal than usual. I'm basically just going to build this character how I've built her in all of my practice runs.
Why not?
So, power hungry. Dominance. So power hungry, you get additional mana every time you pick up, and that 10% ability power is nice. Dominance, you get a little bit of healing going on. For 7, it doesn't really matter, so we will go with Seeker. Actually, let's just go with Vi's Vengeance.
I become more powerful.
Now, we're going to take Wave of Force. This knocks all enemies away and deals some damage.
My knowledge increases. Here we go.
Has a 20-second cooldown, just like Disintegration Ray. But it is kind of useful. You can just kind of mess with people. Now, of course, you can't just spam it like this, but
Alright.
just kind of demonstrating what it can be used for.
Yes! Victory is near.
At level 13, I'm going with Glass Cannon. This increases your ability power by 15%, and that's all I care about. Lowering your health doesn't really matter. Now, of course, if you're in a game with a bunch of assassins, you probably won't want to take this, but if you're not, take this away. The more damage you're doing, the less they're alive to kill you. At level
My
16,
old masters could see me
I
now.
go with Diamond Skin. Temporary shield, 25% of your
Should
health.
I even...
Pretty useful. And the shield lasts for 4 seconds. That's the majority of the time for teleport. If you're having to get out of trouble, 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes away. I counted a little fast. And then it comes off cooldown, so you're good. However,
My
instead of
spells
taking
are
repulsion,
ready.
increases wave force knockback by 150%, and its range by 100%, I'm going to take Disintegration with Archon. So, with Archon mode, activate this to enter Archon mode. This will allow you to repeatedly cast Disintegration, but nothing else. So,
It
plain
seems
and
like
simple,
my
you're going to
travels
come
never...
through here, I'm going to shoot things, I'm going to be nice and baller. And if I actually wanted to do more damage, if I would have taken Arcane Orbit instead of Diamond Skinned, I'd be
Where to?
basically capable of one-shotting towers almost. However, with this, I can just go Archon mode. I now have access to Disintegrate, despite the fact that it's not the ult item. However, unlike the normal Disintegrate, this is permanent.
Fine.
When I'm done, I can recast it instantly. Move, recast, And then, if for some reason I need to use one of my other spells, 10-second cooldown. 10-second cooldown.
Sometimes I really miss Chaldeum.
So let's go ahead and get a actual fight on. Demonstrate this build.
Alright then.
Get some nice little normal combat on. But you pick up the orb, there's no reason to stay human. Just go Archon. Got the 10% from the health glow. You got your 15% from being a glass cannon. You outrange towers. You outrange just about everything except for, like, Kerrigan's nice. The entire minion wave is gone before it gets a chance to get close to you.
My spells are ready.
You even outrange towers. It's like, oh yeah, I could kill Arthas here if I wanted. Or I could just smash his building.
Yes! Victory is near. Why not?
And just to kind of demonstrate how strong this is, in a one-on-one fight against the tank. Now, Arthas isn't the hardest hitting enemy.
I am so good. I have
And not only is he not the
myself.
hardest hitting enemy, he's not really the strongest
easy.
in
Everyone
health-wise
would do it.
either. But he isn't a pushover. With 15% less health, I was able to take Arthas in a fight on his own turn. If that doesn't speak for the survivability of this character, there
Seems like
isn't
my
really
travels
much that
never
can.
end.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, this ability right here. Whatever you build, no matter what you build, pure power. The only reason I would not take pure power would be if the enemy team is extremely gank heavy. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, they've been doing a lot of ganks. Because as I've shown, you can take on a full-blown tank in one-on-one combat. So if somebody like Illidan or something gets you, you teleport away from him, you go pure power, and then you fry his ass. If something like Rexar comes at you, or Thrall, somebody who's able to heal up, just out DPS them and you should be fine. However, if there are like, say, an Illidan, a Zeratul, a Kerrigan, like an entire team of, I'm going to come up behind you, put very sharp objects in parts of your body that do not have sharp object slots, then you might want to consider taking Rosh of Elements or Repulsion. But, I mean, seriously, pure power. How can you just say no to that? Well, anyway, I hope this was informative, I hope this was educational, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and have a nice day.